Hello, this is Madan. In this demo, we are going to fix some of the common problems that we have in our MVC demo application. So here I am uh, visiting the application as the anonymous user, so you can see that I have not been logged in, but it turns out that I can edit or delete the pairs. Of course, these pairs are not owned by me. These pairs belongs to the different users, and at this point of time I am visiting the website as a public, and I still get to see those two actions, edit and delete. So at first place, let's remove these two actions from our pet index view, since this is the index view of the pet controller. So let's head over to the pet and index view, and let's remove these two links from here so that our anonymous user won't get these options. Let's remove this, save it, and head over back to the project, and let's try and refresh this. And now the user cannot see the options to manage the pairs without being logged in, or the options has been removed from the index section of the pet controller. So let's try and log in with the test@gmail.com password, and when I click on my pet link, then I can see the options to edit or delete the pet of the currently logged in user. But when the user just visit the pair section, then these are all the pairs from the different users, but there is no options to edit and delete the pet. So let's head over to the my pet action. Now let's try and edit the pet. Click on edit, and let's make rabbit1 to just rabbit, and let's try and save the pet. And at this time we get the error saying your pet could not be created or edited. So to fix this, let's head over back to our pet controller, and it turns out that when we create the pet we passed the user ID to the pet, but when we edit the pet there is no user ID to the pet. So we try to edit, modify the existing pet, and without the user ID, so that the foreign key constraint in the database fails and our edit operation failed. So in order to fix this, we can cut this code from here, move out of the if block, and make available to both actions, edit and create. So let's paste it here. Now we get the pet from the database, either in the case of creating new pet or editing pet, we get the pet from the view, and we assign the user ID to the pet, and then we create the pet or edit the pet based on the edit mode. So at this point of time, if we head over to the project and refresh, and let's try and edit the pet again, edit, and let's make rabbit1 to rabbit, just a rabbit, and let's try and save, and our pet has been successfully edited. So there, if we click on the pet, my pets, then my pet rabbit1 has changed to rabbit. And there is another security problem in our application right at the moment. So if we head over back to the pet and the index action, this is the publicly available action. Any user, anonymous user or logged in user, can view all of the pets available in our system. So the dog is from the another user, rabbit is from the currently logged in user. Now here we can see the ID of the pet. The ID of the dog is 18, ID of the rabbit is 20. Let's just keep these two ID in the mind, and let's try and edit the pet. Click on my pet, and click on edit. Of course the rabbit is owned by the currently logged in user, so they can edit or delete their pet. So let's click on edit, and now if we see in the URL, then the last parameter 20 seems to be the ID of the pet. Now if we change this ID from 20 to 18, and we know that the 18 is the ID of the dog, and which is not owned by this user, and if we hit enter, then we get the information of the pet owned by the another user, and it seems that we can edit this pet. So this is the serious security problem. That means that any logged in user can edit any other's user pet based on the URL parameter. So we need to avoid this, and in order to avoid this, what we can do is when we pass the parameter pet edit and pass the parameter, then this view is rendered by the edit action of the controller. So we need to put the condition here and check if the pet the user trying to edit is really owned by the logged in user or not. So let's head over to the action, edit action, and let's check. Let's put the condition here. So what we can do is we can variable, we can get the logged in user ID, logged in user ID equal to, we can get that by using user manager dot get user ID and pass the http context dot user, and once we get the pet from the database, now we can check the ID of the user ID of the pet with this logged in user ID, and if those two ID match, then this pet is owned by the currently logged in user, otherwise not. So what we can do is let's put a conditional statement here. If pet dot user ID dot equals currently logged in user ID, then everything goes okay. But if this condition doesn't return true, that means if the user ID of the pet that we are fetching from database does not match with the ID of the currently logged in user, then we are going to take some action. Let's say return, let's just return the content for now. You are not authorized for this action. Let's save this and let's head over back to our project and let's refresh this. The server is starting up. Let's refresh this again. And let's head over to the my pet and click on edit, and if I edit my pet, since the rabbit is owned by the currently logged in user, let's make it rabbit1 and save it, and I can successfully edit my pet. But let's again go to the my pet and edit. Now change the parameter from the URL 20 to 18, and we will see that you are not authorized for this action. So this is the end of this demo, and we'll continue improving our MVC demo application in another video series. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.